Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today I'm going to discuss with you my favorite designer perfume house, and that is Chloe. Chloe is a French luxury design house that actually began in fashion in 1952, and it continued its foray into fragrance in 1975, the year I was born. So it is clandestine that I would love the house of Chloe. I began collecting Chloe perfumes back in 2009. And that is because in 2008, they launched their first one, that is Chloe Eau de Parfum. Excuse me, they launched their first ones with these little cute ribbons in 2008, and that is Chloe Eau de Parfum. Like I said, they began with fragrance back in 1975, but in 2008, they began with this very famous line, and I purchased my first one in 2009. Ever since, I've had a Chloe perfume in some form or fashion in my collection, and right now I have this little cute 1 ounce bottle with a tan ribbon, and it's very cute, very signature Chloe. Chloe is known for having romantic and rosy, light, and effortless fragrances. And this set the stage for that trend in their fragrances. Chloe Eau de Parfum starts with peony, lychee, and freesia in the top, rose, lily of the valley, and magnolia in the mid, and Virginia, cedar, and amber in the base. It is effortless, it is light, it is rosy, a little aquatic, a, a little bit sweet, mass appealing, and just all around beautiful, beautiful goodness, in my opinion. And I think many, many people. I've never met anyone that disliked Chloe. Some people like it more than others, but I've never met anyone who's actually disliked this perfume. Now, the next ones in the what I call the ribbon line that I have in my collection, they don't go in any particular order. I'm just going to show you what I have. But the next one is Roses de Chloe, and that's the one that comes with this peach salmon colored bow. It's so cute. And Roses de Chloe is just that. It's rose dominant. So the original Chloe Eau de Parfum was always a rose forward fragrance, but Roses de Chloe just takes that rose and bumps it up tenfold. There's quite a bit more notes listed for Roses de Chloe, and some of those are lychee, bergamot, tarragon, and lemon in the top. I primarily smell the lychee and the bergamot and a little bit of the lemon. I really don't smell tarragon as much, but it is there. But in the mid, there's damask rose, magnolia, cedar, apple, black currant, and peach. And in the base of Roses de Chloe, there's white musk, amber, and woody notes. So the notes are a little bit different from the original, but the overall scent profile is very similar with just an amped up rose and a tiny bit more sweetness, I would say. And that's probably from the peach, black currant, and the excessive amount of rose. So if you are not a rose lover, this is not for you, but obviously you probably wouldn't get something called Roses de Chloe if you weren't a rose lover. I obviously am a big rose lover. The next one that I have in my collection is Chloe Naturelle. And this fragrance is a somewhat sharp green, fresh fragrance. It is a little bit more of a departure from the original in that there's virtually no sweetness that I can detect throughout the wear of this fragrance. It is effervescent and bright and clean. and it is definitely different from the original, but it still does have rose. So the notes for Chloe Naturelle are citron and blackcurrant in the top, and in the mid there's rose and neroli. That neroli is giving it quite a bit of freshness that comes out through the entire wear of the fragrance. And I have to admit that neroli can often be a challenging note for me. But in this fragrance, it's smoothed out a little bit. There's a little bit of sharpness, but it's smoothed out a little bit more than other neroli fragrances that I've encountered. And in the base, there's mimosa and cedar. So, like I said, there are less notes than the Roses de Chloe, less notes provided. However, it doesn't lack on strength or longevity. It is clean, fresh, and bright. That's how I would describe Chloe Naturelle. Now, those first three fragrances in the ribbon line, I would consider more spring and summer, very light. Well, Chloe, the original, it can be an all year fragrance, but roses and naturel are more light and airy, more spring forward. But this one that came out last year, and that is Chloe La Parfum in the dark burgundy ribbon. So there is a Chloe with a red ribbon, but it's not this deep burgundy. And that one is the low intense. I don't have that one, but I actually preferred this one, which is Chloe Le Parfum. And this is one that I can wear in the fall and winter and maybe the early part of spring. But I think it's a little bit more serious and maybe for evening wear in the summertime. It is an orange blossom balm. If you don't like orange blossom, I would not recommend this. I think that it is elegant, it's sweet without being syrupy sweet, but there's a sweetness there. And like I said, the orange blossom is front and center. The notes for Chloe Le Parfum are orange blossom in the top. Like I said, it's very orange blossom forward, rose in the middle, and in the base, it's vanilla and tonka. So I think that's where that sweetness and elegance is coming from, the combination of the vanilla and tonka and rose. And this is just a stunning, stunning offering from the ribbon line. It feels almost a little bit more polished, a little more refined, and just all around an elegant, elegant scent. So in the summertime, yes, you can still wear this, but probably more towards the evening. And that one was Chloé Le Parfum. Beautiful. Now we enter into Chloe's Privé line, and that is their Atelier de Fleur line. It's a line where the perfumers come up with a single a fragrance note, a flower, and they make a perfume centered around that flower. The first one that I had in that line was Vanilla Planifolia. Ah, I know I said I wasn't ranking, but this is my favorite one. I, before I would have just said hands down it's the original Chloe, say King Sayer no higher, but when I started using this, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It is obviously vanilla and vanilla orchid. Vanilla orchid is the flower that it's all centered around. It has a unique take on vanilla. Yes, it's sweet. Yes, it's vanilla, but it's there's a green floral quality. Um, Present because of the vanilla orchid, the actual flower that produces vanilla beans. And when I tell you this is exquisite, if you like vanilla, but you want something a little unique, you want something that is blended to perfection, something that's a little bit more fresh, a little less syrupy sweet, right here, right here. This one is it. Vanilla planifolia. So the top notes for vanilla planifolia are bergamot and almond blossom accord in the top. In the heart, there's orchid accord, and in the base, there's Madagascar planifolia 04. And it is, this is a masterpiece. I don't throw that word around lightly, but the perfumer behind this fragrance is Quinton Biche, and I understand what all the hype is about. He has a masterful nose and he knows his stuff. That is vanilla planifolia. If you haven't smelled this, you need to get your nose on it some kind of way. And if you like vanilla and green scents together, they're blended so well. The next in the Atelier de Fleur line that I purchased was Jasmine Samba. And Jasmine Sambac is another one that is so well blended. Pretty much everything in the Atelier de Fleur line is just beautiful. I haven't smelled anything in this entire line that I have disliked. It's only a matter of choosing which ones I'm going to buy first. And all of the ones that I have are a little bit more light, a little bit more appropriate for spring and summer, like I said, with the exception of the Le Parfum. But pretty much all of the Chloe perfumes that I have are a little lighter, a little more spring and summer appropriate. The notes that are listed for Jasmine Sambac are simply that, Jasmine Sambac. Now, I do believe that there may be a little bit more to it, but it is predominantly a pure, beautiful Jasmine Sambac. It is green, it is sweet, floral, refreshing without being zesty. This is just beautiful. And this one is from another famed perfumer, Louise Turner. I was looking through my fragrance collection. I realized, as wonderful as Pink Biche is, I think I have more fragrances that are designed by Louise Turner. So for me and my nose, I really love her creations. That is Jasmine Sambac in the Atelier de Fleur line. Next, we're coming to possibly my second favorite in, nah, I'm going to have to say third. I said I wasn't going to rank these, but this one is climbing up the ladder, and I'm going to tell you why. It is Sous le pin. Sous le pin means under the pine trees in French. If you had told me last year that I would be purchasing much less loving a pine centered fragrance, I would have thought you were crazy. But that is exactly what happened when I put my nose on Sous le Pin. I got this really recently, a few weeks ago, and I've already got a dent. That is how much this has made an impression on me. This is the most pine forward, however, sweet, gentle, compliment um, inducing, beautiful fragrance I think that I have purchased this year. And that is saying a lot. I can't even explain to you how it feels like sunbeams coming in through a pine forest and hitting your face and your shoulders, and the smell of fresh pine mixed with sweet flowers all at the same time. Oh my goodness, this is so good. If you think that you won't like a pine centered fragrance, think again. This these Atelier de Fleur fragrances that are in the green bottles are from the newest line, and they were created with summer in the south of France in mind. And this is another creation by the nose of Quinton Biche. And let me read to you what they have on the Chloe website. It says perfumer Quinton Biche recalls the fiery, aromatic breath of a stroll beneath Mediterranean pines, redolent with the lively, resinous notes of eucalyptus and the elusive tones of the surrounding flora. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, yes. This is so, so good. I got this in the Chloe Boutique in Las Vegas when I was on vacation there recently. If you can get your hands on it, please put your nose on it. Don't let the fact that it says pine in the name deter you. Please get your nose on this. I am a fruity floral girl. I'm a rosy girl, fruity floral designer type fragrance lover, as well as aquatic and fresh fragrances. But I love this. So if that is any indication, it's not scary. It's not masculine. Um, it is unisex. It's definitely squarely unisex. But I love this, and I think you should get your nose on it. And the last one in my Chloe collection, also from the most recent line, and it is called Plage de Figuier. Now, Plage de Figuier is a very interesting fragrance. It takes me on a journey. It is also another green fragrance. It has a slight beachiness, but not in the coconut sunscreen type of beach. Sort of like under a palm tree with a green landscape, not too far in the distance, hot sand. There's definitely flowers nearby, lots of flowers. There's a little bit of resin, um, and it's definitely green. It's like a beachy green. This is from the nose of Anne Io, and there's also fig. And fig and a green beachy nuance together is very unique. And it the wear and the life of it when it hits my skin, it also changes throughout the wear. It starts off a little more figgy, a little more green, and then as it mellows out, that beachy sunshine sweetness comes through. This one has a little bit of orange blossom as well. I'm going to read to you once again what the perfumer had in mind. Anne Io reveals the secret flower of the fig as it metamorphoses into fruit, fusing with its pulp and bathing the fragrance in luminous florality, sublimated by orange blossom for a rounded finish. And it's definitely unique. I definitely don't have anything that has fig and orange blossom and a green beachy quality as well. This one definitely isn't for everybody. I find it a little bit more feminine leaning, but it could also be pulled off by a man as well. Um, it's definitely unique. And I think that if you are smelling all of these Atelier de Fleur fragrances, this is one that you should keep your nose out for as well. And that is Plage de Figuier in the Atelier de Fleur line by Chloe. So that is it. Those are all of my Chloe fragrances, 8 in total, and I love them all for different reasons. Obviously, as you could see, some were a little bit more beloved than others, but I love them all. I wear them all, and I would recommend that you get your nose on all of them. Until next time, you guys go and have a beautiful, beautiful day or night wherever you are. Bye bye, everybody.